boy. So Celeste Ludenberg could be a fucking robot because she's a robot. Yeah, they don't list the genders or sex or whatever you call them.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room and was then later moved to the girls' locker room. And the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd.
What?
I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
What the hell?
This is the most titillating situation!
God damn it.
So now everything has been connected.
No.
All the mysteries have finally become
No,
clear.
I don't know who it was.
Okay, well, connected or clear or whatever. We still think you're the killer, remember?
No.
Very interesting. This has become very interesting indeed.
He's off in his own little world.
I'm so lost. I thought it was Byakuya and I ignored some of the evidence and now I'm lost again.
What about you, Makoto? After everything we've learned, do you still think Byakuya's the killer?
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it. But I...
What? Who killed her? Who could have done it? Oh. Who had access to the library with the extent? No, wait, no, no. Okay. The extension cord and the bloodlust wasn't it. It's not Toko. It's not Byakuya. Who could lift the dumbbell? There was a guy. No, that can't be it. Who could lift the dumbbell and this guy? Mondo? Actually, any of the guys could do it.
I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the first place?
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy. If you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe.
Go ahead, find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
I don't know who it could be. Who could it be? Who the fuck could it be? Any of the guys, right? Minus Byakuya. Oh my god. Could it be Mondo? I don't think it's Mondo. It could be Mondo. It also could be Yasuhiro. I don't know!
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
Oh, Yasuhiro.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility.
Yasuhiro, why did you say that?
Because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Wait, what?
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time. We still have time to make our decision.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
But if Byakuya didn't do it, then who's the real killer? Who could it be? There's one thing we can be sure that we know about the killer. The killer was able to gain access to the real murder scene, which means the killer is a guy.
I got it!
Since the crime scene was the boys' locker room, you would need a boys' handbook to get in. Since Leon's handbook is apparently broken, the killer would have had to use their own. In other words, it had to be a guy. But that's still not enough. I need to find some more clue. Wait a minute. Hold on. Hold the fucking phone. Is it possible Chihiro accidentally killed herself? Like the weight, the dumbbell fell off the shelf and hit her in the head? That could... That's plausible, right?
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
No? God.
Shoot!
Sorry.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to... Well,
Clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
No.
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
Celeste?
perhaps someone saw the victim at some point.
Celeste?
Even that might be enough for now.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
What the
Shoot!
I'm so sorry.
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to... Well, did nobody get... I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim at... Yeah. All we need right now is any...
It's over. It's all over. You want to know who saw the victim? The killer. And only the killer. And it's not like they're just gonna turn themselves. Game over, man. Game over.
Yeah! No! Not game over!
Damn it. It's there.
Isn't there a single clue?
Well, did nobody get... I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim. Yeah. All...
It's over. You want to know who saw the killer? And
No, that's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before he was murdered. What do you think, Celeste?
Now that you mention it, yes. I did see him.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this.
Makoto.
The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night, right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as rather odd.
Well, I better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Chihiro told me he was in a hurry. But why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much. Enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
Ooh, what a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
What is it? I don't know.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
No, I don't.
Seriously?
No, I don't.
Who is it? Who's the killer?
I fucking don't know.
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of.
The blue one?
Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for him.
What? Who's wearing a track jacket? Mondo? No, that can't be it. No. Oh. Oh no. Oh no.
Are you sure about that?
You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
If only it was that easy.
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the time to talk it out.
Easy for you to say, but fine. Celeste, did you notice anything special about the bag or jacket?
The bag was just a normal duffel bag from the warehouse. All the bags in there are the same, so I can't imagine what would make that one special.
Well, if I remember right, there was a decent variety of tracksuits to choose from. Do you think there might be some connection between the culprit and Chihiro's jacket?
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took.
What? I don't know. Celeste's account.
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific tracksuit?
I got it! He picked that tracksuit because it matched the one the culprit was wearing.
So, what you're saying is, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. 'Cause exercising sucks.
Huh?
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit is?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
What? What?
First of all, we know where Chihiro. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! He picked it matched the one the culprit.
So, what you're... The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have a tracksuit. 'Cause exercising sucks.
I have a white tracksuit personally.
What?
Shoot!
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one that...
So,
The killer was wearing the same blue... My tracksuit is black.
I don't even.
'cause exercising
I have a white tracksuit personally.
What? Can it? I feel like it's him!
First of all, we know which he was on his way to go X, so next we have to
Yeah.
ask,
Why did he choose?
What do you mean,
I got it! It matched the one that
So, what? The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him. My tracksuit is black.
I don't even have it. Cause exercising.
I have a white tracksuit personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us get any closer to figuring out who the culprit?
No way. Not a chance.
you heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
I don't know. How did he know something like that?
First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracks?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! It matched the one that
So, what's your... The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him?
Shoot!
Failed. Wait, what? 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 No! What?
Is...
What? Yes,
I
absolutely.
refuse to give up yet!
I guess I could. It's Mondo because he knew it was a blue tracksuit, and no one said anything
First
about
of
it.
all, we know where he was on his way. So next, why did he choose?
What do you mean, the
I got it! It matched the one that
So, what? The killer was wearing the same blue...
No, that's wrong!
What? It was Mondo?
Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh? What'd I say?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said...
I saw him stuffing a tracksuit into a duffel bag, and then I assume he went off to exercise.
She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste, what color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because I just...
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died. That's the only possibility.
Cherry? Are you talking about Chihiro?
So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's testimony,
She stuffed the jacket into her bag in a hurry. It was almost like she was trying to hide it. And just like that, she was gone.
when Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly, you couldn't possibly have seen what color the tracksuit was.
Yeah.
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. But you handed him the shovel, didn't you? That's why you said what you did. Focus on the tracksuit and it'll be obvious who he met with? What a bunch of nonsense.
Ah, now I understand. It was all one big bluff, wasn't it? Your true intention was to draw a slip of the tongue from the culprit. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. However, Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why? What made you so suspicious?
That's a good question.
The way he was acting, the way he talked. Because I hate him. The way he talked? Nope.
There was a certain turning point that tipped me off.
What?
Maybe you didn't notice it, Mondo, but you tend to refer to men and women differently.
Oh. Oh, fuck. I know what she means.
You only call guys dude. For girls, it's chick. And after he was killed, you happened to refer to him as dude.
Oh my god.
Once I picked up on that, it occurred to me that Mondo knew something we didn't.
You notice such a tiny detail?
Yeah, I didn't notice that, but I know that he was... When I talked to him and got his testimony thing, he was acting a little weird.
Are you a witch? She's a witch! You're positively frightful!
No, I'm not the frightful one. Not nearly as frightful as someone capable of murdering a friend.
Mondo, was it really you?
Why?
Did you really kill Chihiro?
I didn't kill anyone! You've been all over me, judging everything I say, putting words in my mouth. What gives you the right to treat me like a goddamn criminal?
Yeah, he would never do something like that. This is a false accusation.
It's true. My reasoning on that is pretty shaky.
That was fast.
Well, this does present us with a problem. It seems we are all out of leads.
My time has nearly come. That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi, weren't you telling me you'd found some evidence?
Really? What kind of evidence?
God damn it! He's just fucking asshole. He found nothing, didn't he?
Actually, you know, now that I'm thinking about it here calmly, it might not be all that relevant.
Fucking know it.
Jeez, did your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist, then... Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
You found it on the ground, then it must belong to... the heroes? Not mine. Why would it be mine? Oh fuck, I'm running out of time.
We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed.
I have a minute left.
I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
Oh my god. Wait. Did Mondo's break? Did Mondo's and Taka's break because they were in the sauna for too long?
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken, as is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How precisely did the handbooks get broken?
Eat? By hitting its weak point.
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
Yeah! You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip, but I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, what is it?
It's heat.
You're asking me?
It's heat.
I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, That would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow their example? Then allow me to make a special announcement. The weak point of my cutting-edge e-handbook is...
Sauna!
When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break!
I flippin' knew it!
Well, fuck you.
You knew it?
No, you didn't.
Yeah, because I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
Oh, shit.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin.
Oh, I didn't know that.
If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Wow, interesting. I learned one new fact today.
Same.
That is a mere trifling speck of knowledge.
Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out? Monokuma said he didn't tell anyone, right?
Indeed. Quite the mystery.
What if they found out by accident?
Heyo.
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who took their handbook into the sauna.
I do.
I might know someone who did.
And their entire clothes.
Whoa, seriously?
All of their clothes.
I think the one who may have taken their handbook into the sauna was...
Oh, I'm sorry. Yup. That'd be the one who wore all their clothes. I'm sorry, Taka. I have to kill your brother.
Here's my answer. Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What?
Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
I'm sorry, man.
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never kill. I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
I mean, I don't want to believe it either, but I found something that proves it beyond the shadow of a doubt. Wait, what? What could it be? What? Oh, Jesus. Broken e-handbook, Chihiro's e-handbook, and card reader.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually broken, then that proves that what Makoto said is right.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
I'm sure Mondo's handbook broke during their sauna showdown if I can just prove that. And that will show that the handbook Mondo has must actually be broken.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if then that proves...
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No! No!
See? Look!
Makoto was wrong. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Let's test if what he said you broke your own. In other words, if not, then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine.
No, what?
See? Look, Makoto was wrong after all. Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly.
Let's test if what he says is you broke your own handbook. In other words, if then that proves.
Well, my goddamn handbook works.
No, that's wrong. Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall, isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually works. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that says loaning out your handbook is prohibited?
Unless they're dead.
Well, here's how I look at it. There is a rule about loaning your handbook to another student, but if they're dead, they're not a student.
That's fucked up.
It's kind of a gray area, I admit. But no worries. If anything, it just makes things more interesting. As such, I decree that exchanging handbooks with a corpse is not a violation of the rules.
Well, Mondo, if I'm wrong about this, you're welcome to say so. I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, tell him he's wrong. You are wrong. You have to be wrong. Everything you just said is wrong. You made it all up.
Okay, then why don't we look back on this case one more time, from the beginning? That way, everything will become clear, and we'll all see if I was right or wrong.
Oh boy. Here we go. Alright, here we go. Gets a thing. And oh no, Celeste is there. It's like, oh hi. Like like, oh, is that a duffel bag? Is your duffel bag there? What's that? It's a blue trainer. It's like, no, it's not. I'll see you later. And then, he uses this thing to get in. You go to the boys. Where is it? And it's working now. It's like, oh boys, whew, that's a relief. That's not it. Like, build her with that thing. Build that up. Alright, well. That's not it. I don't know why he did that. I'm so confused with you, Byakuya. Alright, I got 16 minutes to finish this up. What am I missing? Goes in. Alright, so here we go. Like, oh, look, what's that? It's like, no, nothing. It's not a trainer or anything. It's a blue trainer. And she goes in the boys. And then she's like, hey, Mondo, what's up? It's like, oh, it's too much. And he lifts the thing, hits her with it. And it hits the ground. He dies. He rolls up the thing. Takes off that. Picks her up. That's not it. Go to the girls. Puts this down.
Here's exactly what happened. First, let's take a look back to before the incident. Last night, Celeste saw Chihiro in the warehouse, correct? At the time, she was apparently stuffing something into a duffel bag. That something was a blue tracksuit. You can confirm this, right, Celeste? With bag in hand, Chihiro headed out, even though it was officially nighttime. She made her way to the locker room, specifically the boys' locker room. But how could the victim, who was apparently a girl, access the boys' locker room?
Whew, I did it.
Simple, because she was really a he, which is why he was able to use his own e-handbook to gain entrance to the boys' locker room. Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster and carpeting in the boys' locker room came from. It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is why the killer hurried to try and hide the act. First, pulling up the bloodstained carpet. Then, removing the bloody poster. And finally carrying the corpse into the girls' locker room. A girl's handbook was necessary to get into the locker room, of course. But this alone doesn't prove that the killer was necessarily a girl. After all, Sayaka and Junko's handbooks had been placed in the main hall. Using one of those, a boy could get into the girls' locker room without much problem.
What? Shit! Is that it?
The killer is you! After all, using one...
What? Wait! What could it be? What am I missing? What am I missing? What the hell am I missing? Oh.
Here's exactly what happened.
Is that it? Ugh.
After all, using one of...
Gotcha.
And that's exactly how the killer did it. With the carpet and the poster they brought with them, they got to work. They changed the layout of the boys' and girls' locker room in what you might call a crime scene switch. That could have been the end of things, But no, Byakuya discovered the body and decided to intervene in the situation, making things even more complicated. So, after stumbling on the crime scene...
Wait a fucking minute. Why was he bringing the extension cord with him anyways?
He went and grabbed the extension cord from the library, and then he got to work.
Wait, was he accomplice?
He used the cord to string up Chihiro's lifeless body. Then, using the victim's own blood, he left a grisly message there at the scene of the crime. He wanted to create the illusion that Genocide Jack was responsible for the slaughter. And around the same time that Byakuya was putting together this facade, the killer, having already disposed of Chihiro's bag and other belongings, arrived at the sauna. There, they planned to destroy the last piece of evidence, Chihiro's handbook. And just as the killer expected, the steamy sauna was enough to ruin the electronic gadget. Somehow, the killer knew that the handbook couldn't stand up to the heat of the sauna. And the reason they knew that is because the sauna had already wrecked their own handbook. And that's how it all played out. Isn't that right, Mondo Owada?
Wait! No, this can't be right. Where's your evidence? Yeah, where's your evidence? You need evidence! You need proof! Without any proof, you can't pin any of this on him!
Evidence that Mondo is a killer that already revealed itself early in the trial. I can somehow show where Mondo's handbook is right now. Once I do that, everything will become clear. A new what the fuck? How much more can you put in? Let's talk a little bit about fever time and nega time? During a bullet time battle, if you press the space key, fever time will activate and the tempo will be forced to its max. At this point, even if you push the buttons at random, you won't miss. Though you can push right mouse button, left mouse button, and right mouse button, left mouse button, however you want to destroy the opponent's verbal assault. But this only lasts until your focus gauge runs out, so make the best possible use of your time. Of course, it wouldn't be fair if only you got access to this special time, right? What? So we've also prepared something called nega time for your opponents can, so that, what? Called nega time that your opponent can use. The opponent activates nega time during the bullet time battle. Your tempo marker will disappear, making it quite a bit difficult to hit the buttons in rhythm. If you were to activate fever time at this point, never mind, I'm sure nothing would happen. I don't know what I was worried about. Unsurprisingly, if your action difficulty is set to gentle, the opponent won't use nega time. Oh my god. What? I'm arguing against you?
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence!
Fuck!
You're wrong! I won't listen!
Fuck!
I refute you! False! Show me some evidence!
How do I press?
I won't listen! False! You're corrupt! I refuse to vote!
I beat him!
Show me some evidence!
This should prove it.
Space didn't do nothing!
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we can just check each of our handbooks right now. Once we do that, we'll...
We don't gotta do that.
Huh?
Yeah. Yeah, I did it. I killed him.
Why? Mondo! What was your secret? What made you do it, buddy? Oh, B. Shit. B. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Well, this is not that bad. Woohoo!
Bro, what are you saying?
I got no choice, man. After hearing all that, I gotta just... give up. Go ahead, Monokuma. Get it over with. Ask for the goddamn verdict.
Roger that.
Wait! Hold on!
No waiting, no holding on. Time for the moment we've all been waiting for. Grab your lever and give it a yank! Who will you elect as the Blackened this time around? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
No. No. Why, Mondo? No, Kuwabara! No!
What?
Uh-oh, this time it looks like you got it right again. Yes, it is so. The background that killed Chihiro Fujisaki is... Mondo Iwata!
Unbelievable.
In case you're wondering, the vote was not unanimous. Kiyotaka chose the wrong answer. You're treading very close to the danger zone, Mr. Ishimaru. You need to be more careful. I refuse to believe it. There's no way he would kill someone.
Sorry.
What is this?
Why are you apologizing? Why? Why? Why did you do it?
Now then.
Well, it looks like Mondo's taken a vow of silence, so allow me to explain on his behalf.
Actually...
The story of the murder this time is a sad story of two men. But for anyone who doesn't really want to hear it, you can hit the control key to fast forward the text. Anyway, there was once a young boy, and his name was Chihiro Fujisaki. He had an extreme inferiority complex regarding his own lack of strength. You're so weak, even though you're a boy. He'd hear things like this as long as he could remember, and he couldn't overcome his weakness. On the contrary, he tried to hide and buried himself further and further into that weakness, to take on that fragile form of a petite young girl. He had chosen that as his way out. Now nobody will be able to say anything about even though you're a boy. But no matter how tightly he wrapped himself up in that shell, the inferiority complex had already taken root deep inside of him and was not so easily weeded out. As it turned out, the shell was completely empty. The complex did not disappear. Instead, it only grew stronger and stronger. I'm weak. Weak. Once the killing game had begun here at the school, he had no choice but to accept this fact. After all, this world is survival of the fittest. If you're not strong, you don't survive. And then the lovely and hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. Which of course included Chihiro's embarrassing secret, which I was more than willing to divulge. Even though he dresses like a girl, Chihiro is actually a boy.
Hey,
And that was something Chihiro couldn't let anyone find out, no matter the cost. If that was revealed, it would be the end. The hardened shell would crack, the armor will fall away. Without a doubt, those around him would torture him more than ever before. Everyone figured being thrust in such a dilemma must have sent him spiraling into despair.
What?
And yet...
I'm sorry.
Sorry. Don't want to really talk about it right now.
But...
But I also don't want to leave things the way they are, so maybe I can talk about it later. After I try my best to become strong, then I can tell everyone. Annoyingly, he used the threat of discovery to motivate himself to become stronger.
That's right.
Now's my chance.
I want to change.
I'm going to get stronger and accept who I am. Strong enough so that when someone says, even though you're a boy, I'll be okay. I'll get better. With that thought at the front of his mind, he resolved to take immediate action. And so, that day he made the commitment to begin exercising. He was prepared to retrain his body and mind. But sadly, that would be the first and only chance he would get at it.
Hey,
When he decided to start exercising, he thought it would be good to ask someone's help. But he wanted to tell that person his secret first, and then ask him to help him from there. And the person he went to...
Yeah, that's right.
It was me. Yup, sure was! The biker gang fella had been painfully clear about how important his manly promises were. So Chihiro probably figured that even if he confided in Mondo, his honor would make him keep that secret. Plus, Mr. Macho Mondo was the very symbol of a strong man that Chihiro had always aspired to. Maybe talking to Mondo about it will help give me some courage. So he went and asked Mondo to help him become... What? Chihiro? So he went and asked Mondo to help him become strong. That was his aspiration. And he thought that only with Mondo's support would he ever be able to come close to that.
Correct.
So then that must be why Mondo did what he did, to keep the promise he made to Chihiro. Oh, what did what he did? Did what? You mean that's why Mondo carried Chihiro from the boys' locker room into the girls' locker room?
Indeed.
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. Wasn't that to cover up what he did?
Certainly.
That could have been part of it, but I don't think that was the main reason. The real purpose was to keep the promise between men he made to Chihiro.
But
how does moving the body keep a secret?
Because...
Oh. Because if everyone knew he'd been killed in the boys' locker room, then everyone would have been arguing about how she got into the boys' locker room, right? Once that started up, at least a few of us would have immediately begun to suspect his identity, so... He tried to protect Chihiro's secret by putting him in the girls' locker room and stealing his handbook, see? Then Mondo did all that to keep the promise he made to Chihiro, who he'd also killed? Why would he do that? The more I hear you talk, the more I don't understand. I mean, you guys trusted each other, right? So why? Why did you? Because no matter what, I don't want anyone to know.
I knew it.
So that's what triggered it, after all. Possibility of having your embarrassing... Oh, wait. The possibility of having your embarrassing memories and secrets exposed.
What is this?
That's impossible. Nothing could have been that bad. Something he didn't want anyone to know, even if it meant killing someone?
You're wrong!
It's impossible.
Don't make me repeat myself.
To judge others by your own standards is the height of folly. Even if you can't comprehend it, he obviously can. That's all there is to it. Well, while we're on the subject, why don't I tell you? That embarrassing memory, that secret he didn't want anyone to know.
Hey,
You know what Mondo did. He killed his own brother. Mondo, the ultimate biker gang leader, makes all the hoodlums and the riffraff across the country tremble. But the only reason he had the chance to join the gang in the first place was because of a certain someone. Mondo's older brother's name was Daya Owada. Mondo had nothing but the respect for him. It was because of Daya that Mondo ever got on his motorcycle. Mondo's brother was his only family growing up. He was the only one Mondo could trust or respect. He wanted to measure up to his big brother, so he imitated him in everything he did. Mondo was the epitome of the starry-eyed kid brother. Meanwhile, the charismatic older brother had put together a local motorcycle gang. And before anyone knew it, it had grown into the biggest biker gang in the country. Daya, the older brother, #1 in the gang, and his number 2 is younger brother, Mondo. In the beginning, everything was peaches and gravy. But when Mondo started to think about how he would have to take over the gang from his older brother someday, his brother's greatness, reputation, began to gnaw on Mondo's very soul. The kid's gonna take over for Daya, huh? Daya created this gang with his bare hands. Mondo's just along for the ride. Can someone like that really be our leader? All that'll do is make the gang look bad. Almost every day, Mondo heard the gossip and whispers of the other members of the gang, which is why
I
gotta get stronger than Daya. Once, just one time. No matter what, I gotta win.
Don't fuck with me.
I don't care what it takes, I gotta come out on top. And on the night of his amazing brother's retirement ceremony, Mondo challenged him to a street race. But during the race, tragedy struck. The kid brother pushed ahead with reckless abandon, eager for victory, and dashed into oncoming traffic. But suddenly, that's really sad. Laying in front of his kid brother's arms, the older brother delivered his final words. My bad, kid. I fucked up. Sorry. Of course, he knew it was his brother's fault, but Daya never blamed him for what happened. Hey, kid. The rest is up to you. No matter what, you gotta keep the gang together. This is a team, you and me, put together. There's a promise, men. He decided to hide the truth of what happened from everyone else in the gang, in order to keep the gang together and keep the promise to his brother. He could never admit to anyone that it was his own weakness that caused the accident. And as a result, the team was made even stronger under the banner of the kid who's bested his big brother. Daya was gonna lose to his kid brother, so he got stupid and got himself killed. That became the explanation of what happened. Mondo's lie became the truth. He wanted to lead this team so bad he was willing to tell all kinds of lies about his brother.
I just...
Strong. And yet... As soon as our killing game began, he realized, no matter how tough he pretended to be, he was just another weakling that could die in an instant. Then the hateful Monokuma announced the revealing of the embarrassing secrets. At that point, it was clear I would have no problem shedding light on his secret. Mono killed his own older brother. No matter what, I couldn't let the other gang members find out. If that happened, everything would have been ruined. Everything me and my brother would have worked for to create would have been destroyed. His death, all the guilt I've been carrying around, and it all would have been for nothing. So that's why. Mondo. After what I saw Monokuma had on me, my head filled up with all the kind of fuzzy uneasiness and started swirling around. Never felt anything like it before.
I
didn't know what to do about it. I wasn't sure what to think or say, but after a while that fuzzy uneasiness turned itself into a rock-hard lump of anxiety way down into my stomach. It was right around then that Chihiro asked me to start working out with him. Right there, he told me a secret. Seriously? Jesus.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry I lied to you. But why? Why now? Why are you telling me this all of a sudden?
Huh?
Cause I mean, you kept that secret all this time, right? If anyone found out, you would...
But...
You're right, but...
I want to change.
I wrap myself in lies. I'm weak. I want to destroy that version of me forever. His words were like a knife in my gut. I felt like he was exposing the lie I've been leaving myself. I have to change. I don't want to be weak anymore. You're so strong, it can't hurt you, right? Whatever secret Monokuma might tell us.
You piece of...
So what? You're saying I should just say it?
What?
You're saying if I really am, I should just be able to tell everyone my secret?
Huh?
I was jealous. I was jealous of Chihiro's strength. He had the strength to face his own weakness, to try and overcome it. It was the kind of strength I never had. I was jealous of him. That jealousy broke me.
What?
Are you making fun of me? I'm strong? Are you fucking with me right now?
No!
I'm not making fun of you. You really are strong, Mondo. Felt like I could hear something starting to creak. Something inside my head. What did you want me to do? What was I supposed to do? Was I supposed to sit back and let my secret get revealed and ruin everything?
What's wrong?
Oh.
Damn you!
Why did you have to tell me all that? Are you trying to rub my failure in my face?
I just wanted to...
I admire your strength.
Yeah, that's right.
I am strong. Strong. I'm strong. Strong, 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 strong. Stronger than you.
You son of a bitch.
And stronger than Daya. I don't remember anything after that. When I woke up again, he was laying at my feet, covered in blood. I had a dumbbell in my hand and I was just staring at him, down on the ground. Hey!
I killed him. I killed Chihiro. Even after all this time, I'm still just as weak as I've always been. And thanks to that, I did something I can never take back.
Mondo? He was normally so aggressive, so angry. He hid that weak side away from everyone. That was his secret. A weakness that lived in a heart like his, and it turned him cold-blooded. God damn it. Look at him, you see? You're all just like him. For a secret from the past, for a memory. For that he killed another living human being in cold blood. He couldn't cut free from his regrets from the outside world. He doesn't know what true strength is. Do you see hope anywhere in there? Cause I sure don't. You bastard! Just shut up, you son of a bitch! Go ahead, say that again, I dare you!
Yep.
Okay, I'll say it as many times as I want, is what I want to say, but... Unfortunately, I can't do that right now because it's the time for punishing is fast approaching. Punishing?
It can't be.
You mean execution?
Well now,
That's what I
well
promised
now,
you,
well
right?
now.
The blackened that deserves a piece will be punished?
Ridiculous.
Hold on.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment.
For Mondo Owada, the ultimate biker gang leader. No, wait!
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time!
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Okay, I guess I'll watch. I don't want to watch, but I'm gonna watch. I'm curious, but not that curious. What? Seriously? No. 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 Oh my. Oh.